Good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday, 10th, Wednesday, April 10th, 11 o'clock here on the East Coast, and we haven't had the pleasure of meeting yet. My name is Jamie. I am a Stampin' Up! Independent demonstrator, and I get the pleasure of sharing all things paper crafting with you. And I come live right here on YouTube every Wednesday to make a card for you, with you, hopefully inspire you, and to answer any questions you may have as well. So as we're going along today, if you have questions, feel free to use the chat. And I should be able to keep an eye on it and can answer them as I go along. I'm super excited today because I'm using brand new Stampin' Up! Product from the 2024-2025 annual catalog. And if you're anything like me and you're a paper crafter, there's just something super exciting about brand new product. It's inspiring. It's like a whole new world of possibilities and all the things that you can do and make. And it's just so fun and kind of invigorating, honestly. It's like Christmas morning when you open up a box of new goodies. So I'm going to give you a sneak peek at some of the new things, one of the new collections in the annual catalog. I can't show you the inside per Stampin' Up! Policy, but the new catalog is beautiful. It's glorious. It's full of lots of new goodies. And we're also going to get a sneak peek at one of the new in colors. And I am obsessed with the new in colors. I keep using them, especially one in particular. And you can probably figure out today which one is fastly becoming my favorite of the new in colors. Good morning, Sonia and Amy. Good morning, Judy. So there's the catalog. It goes live starting May 1st. So I'm going to be using product that unfortunately you can't get yet as a customer. However, if you're like me and you're like, I need the things and I need them now, you can go ahead and get the starter kit and you can pre-order the items I'm using today as part of your starter kit. And then you get a 20% discount in the future so you can get all the future things at a discount, which makes it even better. Okay, let me do a little swap-a-roo. Oh, by the way, I'm going to be talking about it, but the designer series paper, what else? The pearls. And then I didn't use it in any of my cards, but I have a pack of it, the specialty paper. I do have an annual catalog product share open, registration opened, and you can sign up to participate. I cut down everything and give you smaller portions of the new paper, the new ribbon, the new embellishments. For example, 12 by 12, everything just fell. 12 by 12 paper gets cut down into 6 by 6 samples. Okay, so you get a 6 by 6 of one of each of the patterns of paper, and that's what you get. That's what a product share. So if you're loving the paper and you are going to love this paper, I'm warning you, and the ribbons and everything, all the things, make sure you check out my product share. You can go to jamieb.com. Good morning, Debbie, and Joe's here. jamieb.com. Hold on, my paper fell. I have to go pick it up. Everything fell. jamieb.com is my catch-all link, and you can see links there for my upcoming product share, my in color club, and my summer stamp camp. So lots of fun, lots of goodies, lots of options, lots of things. Check out my link there so you can find all the information. Okay, so let me do, there we go. Okay, this is the card we're going to make. It's what I would call sort of my version of artistic. Now, some people do artistic and they, oh my gosh, I sit and I look at their cards and I'm like, how did they even come up with that? The layers and the little details. And no matter what I do, and no matter how much I try, I still tend to keep to a more simpler style card. It's just my jam. It's my default. It's what I tend to gravitate to. So this is kind of my version on a more artistic card. You're going to see we're going to rough up the designer paper here, kind of break up the fibers. We're going to add some color, although you can't really see it on the camera. I don't think it's picking it up too well, but we're going to add some color to some dyes. And we're not going to watercolor, but we're going to smudge the inked flowers here. Oh, you know what? I didn't get out things to, well, I might have to do that differently because I didn't get out my embossing stuff. So this is the card we're making. It uses, dun, da, 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 oh, my lights. Thoughtful Wishes bundle. It is brand new. It is part of the Thoughtful Journey Suite collection. So a suite collection is basically all the things. In this case, it includes a stamp set, some dies, designer paper, specialty paper, pearls. I think that's it. What am I forgetting? I think I'm forgetting something, but I think that's all that's included. So this is a stamp set. It is a it is a cling, red rubber cling stamp set. And it comes with dies. I've been using them lots, so this is kind of what the dies are. We have some dies like this guy here, which will cut out the stamped images, just like so. And then we have some standalone dies like this one and the leaves, this guy and this guy. So actually, only 2 of the dies cut out images, and then the rest are just kind of additional dies to decorate and bedazzle your card. The paper, guys, the paper is gorgeous. You know what? I didn't take samples out. I really should have, but let's see if I can do it fast. So it's like a water. One side is more imagery, and I should have done this ahead of time. Imagery, but watercolor imagery. So pretty. So like I said, this paper will be included in my product share. And I have a couple of different options. I don't know if I grabbed them all. Oh, that's the same one. I don't know if I grabbed them all, but you get the idea. Really pretty, watercolor, soft. I think these cards, sometimes I find sympathy cards really challenging to make because you just want to be sensitive to the situation. I feel like these images are great for like more somber occasions. And then the back is more patterns and just, again, watercolor, but not necessarily images, although this one kind of is. Okay. So that's the paper. The suite comes with adhesive backed pearl trio. I don't know why I didn't use any of these on any of my cards, but I think I'm going to use it on today's. I totally missed that opportunity. And then the specialty paper. So this is Thoughtful Designs specialty paper. And I didn't realize until I literally just took this out, but it's kind of ombre. Do you see? Like it goes from a pink, and this one goes to like purple to a blue. I didn't realize that. That looks like Calypso Coral, almost like to Cajun Craze, but let's see. Oh, it does say Cajun Craze, Calypso Coral, Lost Lagoon, Misty Moonlight, Mossy Meadow, Petunia Pop. That's one of the new ink colors. Pretty Peacock and Wild Wheat. So it is an ombre. Oh, I wish you weren't getting glares because it's really, really stunning. I feel like the camera and my glares and my camera are not helping, but it's beautiful. So you'd also get, please don't fall, please don't fall, please don't fall. A 6x6 sampling of that. Okie dokie. Let's dive into today's card. Here we go. Oh, hold on. Let me show you all my other cards. And I have a surprise one that I haven't shared and won't be on my blog. You'll get 1, 2, 3, 4. You'll get a surprise card. So this was my card on my blog today. We're going to make it. Yesterday was this card. And honestly, guys, this might be my favorite of all. And it's the simplest, quickest, easiest card to use, and you can use the layout for just about anything. Swap out the embossing folder, swap out the pattern, the colors, and you can use it. I pulled this card design right from the catalog. I saw a card and I was like, ooh, I'm so replicating that. You just emboss 3 different panels. You can emboss 1 and then divide it into 3, and then a piece of the pattern paper. Now I'm going to tell you right now, both this designer pattern and this designer pattern are both 3 inches wide. And I was very purposeful. No, don't do that. Sorry. That's what happens when you do a peace sign. I didn't know that was going to happen on a live during YouTube. So there you go. Congratulations. I'm not going to do a peace sign again. So they're 3 inches wide. Because the paper is 6x6, I wanted to be able to get at least 2 out of them. And honestly, if I had cut this square 3x3, I could get 4 out of them. But I was very purposeful in cutting these 3 inches wide so I could at least get 2 out of each of my patterns. So that was yesterday's card. I used the Missing You sentiment. This would make a perfect sympathy card. I wanted to stick with the sentiments in the stamp set, but if you have a sympathy sentiment, that would be great there as well. Friday, guys. I mean, Thursday, I don't even know what to say about Thursday's card. except it's different. And you know what? Sometimes you just gotta be wild and try new things. So this is my card Thursday. It is not a Jamie card at all, not even a little bit. I used twine. I cut up some of the ribbon and roughed it up so it was like frayed and all sorts of things. I die cut and then trimmed it down. It's artistic. So that's Thursday card. And then Friday's card, I love it so much. This is a Jamie card. So similar technique. I stamped the leaf in Mossy Meadow and then used a blender pen to kind of smudge the color around and make it look more rough and more artistic. So those are the 4 cards. Can you tell what my favorite in color is? Is it obvious? Maybe if we take these 2 away, is it obvious what my new in color favorite color is? It's Petunia Pop. I keep using it. I keep pulling it out. I say, Jamie, you got to use other colors. And I keep using it. I can't help myself. It's so pretty. So then the surprise 5th card is a card I made last night for my mystery stamping team. You love Thursday's card. It's wild. It's kind of like my curly hair. Maybe I was inspired by my wild curly hair. I don't know. This was a card I made last night for our team mystery stamping card, and I will be sharing this at some point. It's not going to be on my blog this week, but this was the card I made last night, and it's kind of different because it's a single flat card. It doesn't open. It's not an easel. It won't stand. It'll just fall. And the way to get to the sentiment, or the way to get to what's written, is this cute little envelope that we made. You make it from 6x6 paper. And you open this up, and then this is where your little paper is, your little card. You can write your sentiment, your little whatever, not sentiment, your message. You would write it on there. So this is what we made last night at our team stamping studio. I walked them through. It was mystery stamping, and so that's always kind of fun and can be challenging, but they rose to the occasion, and I love all their cards. I'll be sharing them at some point on social media, so keep an eye out for that. And at some point, I will be replicating the card and making it so you guys can have measurements, and it'll be on my blog. That's what I said to them. Joe's on my team. So I said to them, I'm like, guys, tonight we're doing origami. We are paper crafters, and we make pretty cards. And tonight we're going to use paper crafting to do some origami. So they were forewarned. I feel like my camera's a little off. Hold on. Give me a second. But they rocked it. They were awesome. And their cards came out beautiful, as I knew it would. Okay, let's dive into today's card. That's enough yapping on my part. I'm starting off with thick basic white. I didn't grab a bone folder. Shocker. I'm always missing something. It's either my bone folder or my adhesive, or I didn't pull something out. So this is thick basic white, 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2, right down the middle. And one of the things I'm going to switch up is I really liked this embossing folder. Oh, sugars. What's it called? Hold on. Painted. Hold on. And now I got to find, hold on. I'm going to look at the old catalog because I know where it is in that one. I really liked that other embossing folder because it's artistic. It's kind of, helps if you hold it up right. It's really artistic. Painted texture. It's the painted and texture embossing folder. So although my sample card, which is now hidden, there it is, uses the Basics 3D embossing folder right here, I'm going to swap it out and I'm going to use the painted texture because I really like how it came out on that one card. And if we're going for artistic and a rough design, if we're going to do artistic, let's do artistic. So that was my thought process. And it's nice about this embossing folder is it's not directional and there's no positive or negative side. Like both sides work equally well and are gorgeous. Okay. So then I chucked 2 patterns in that. Oh, don't you hate it when you have a pattern of paper and you love both sides? It's like, it hurts. It really does hurt. So I have 2 pieces of patterns from the Thoughtful Journey. Again, available starting May 1st. These are 3x4 1/4. And the one we're going to leave intact, but the second one we're going to completely, well, not completely, because I really wanted to go really nuts and rough it up and make it all squinched and whatever. I mean, I roughed it up per Jamie. So I'm going to just take the edge of my paper snips and scratch literally the edge. And I find it easier to go to me as opposed to pushing the scissors away from me. So, and you're going to get like little bits everywhere. So just be mindful of that. And you can be as aggressive or not as you want. Obviously, the more aggressive, you can also rip it. That works. The more aggressive, the rougher the look is going to be. And obviously, I mean, honestly, you could rip it. That rip doesn't look terrible. So just go for it. Ooh, this one's even more rough than my original. I think I like it more. Okay. You're going to see that our designer paper has a white center to the paper, which is actually cool. So you get like a little rough, like white edge around it. Oh, I like that. It's a little rougher than my sample. My sample one, I was so hesitant to start. I was like, I don't know if this is going to look nice. So it was barely roughed to begin with. And then I had to go back over it and just be a bit more aggressive with it. Okay. You're going to have a ton of little bits everywhere, but that's okay. And then the right upper hand corner, we're going to break the fibers even more. So I kind of folded it back on itself and then folded it forward. So it's like that. I don't know how to describe that. But I'm going to just really rough this up. I want this rustic looking. And the more you kind of manipulate the paper, the more you're going to break up those fibers and get it to look this kind of really cool, roughed up, artistic look. Okay. So that's all it was to it. Just take your edge of your snips. The snips are great because they're super sharp. And so they do the job really well. Okie dokie. And then I'm going to offset that. Sorry, there's little things everywhere. Now they're all over my pants. We're going to adhere this over the other one, meaning this, at a slight angle. So you still get it kind of poking through, and especially in this right-hand corner, you're really going to see it because I folded it back. And this is a great way. I love Stampin' Up's designer paper because the patterns are interchangeable. They match. You're not sitting here going, oh, is this the right shade? And oh, does this match? And does this look well? They just are amazing at their patterns and colors and color coordination. So you'll see I'm using two different patterns. They were next to each other. So this was the 6x6 and I cut it in half. So you can kind of get a sense, depending on where you cut that pattern, you're going to get different images, different styles, whatever. Okay. So this we're going to put on our card front with dimensionals, of course. Guys, I apologize I hope you can't hear my washer machine and my dryer in the background. Starting laundry before a live was probably not the smartest thing to do. And it's literally like on the other side of this wall. Oops, lesson learned. Okay, so this is going to go on our card front. I'm going to make the top pattern straight, and then the other one will be kind of cockeyed. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Ahead of time, I cut out this. Okay, this is using one of the dies in the die set. Okay, it's big, it's ginormous, it's glorious, and I cut it out of Mossy Meadow, which is the green that's kind of in here, and it's big. It's big. It's big. So I wanted to still use it, but not have it be so prominent on my card. And so I just snipped off the bottom. And if you look here, this is kind of an ideal place to cut because it's not connected here. Can you see what I'm doing here? Maybe I'll do it like this. It's not connected down here. And up here, you can just trim around that flower or leaf easily. I felt like this was a good place to kind of cut it. And honestly, like this is going to be covered, so I don't have to do too good of a job making it look seamless, but that's what you end up with. And then now you have this little bit, which you can use on something like this card. So it's hard to see because I did it in the same color, but there's that little piece behind the sentiment. Okay. Now I wanted to keep with artistic, or at least stretching myself artistically. Again, my version of artistic, which is controlled artistic. I don't know how to describe it. It's not wild artistic. And so I'm going to take my Mossy Meadow with a mini blending brush and add just an extra color to the tips of whatever we're going to call it, that greenery that we just die cut out. And I don't know if you can see, but some of the bits are still left in it. And I did that on purpose. I didn't necessarily take all those little pieces out. Okay. Oh my gosh, my washing machine is so loud. Why is my washing machine so loud? Oh, glory. Okay, so I don't know if you can tell. It's very subtle. There is a shade. It is different. Hold on. Let me see if I... Whoop. Let's not go stick my thumb in there. That would be bad. Oh, that's pretty wild. Okay, let's see if you can see it better. I don't know if you can see it. So it's a little darker like down here, and then up here it's a little darker. I don't know if it's super coming through, but it'll be fine. And then I'm going to switch it up here. I used the Blackberry Bliss because I had been using Petunia Pop so much, but I really want to use Petunia Pop. So we're going to go with that. And you know what? I didn't put it on a block, so let me just grab the flower. Okay, so this is the flower image, and I'm gonna have my blender pen ready to go. So this is old school look. It's like the old school logo. I think this is from way back when I bought it, and I think I've been a demonstrator for 8 years. I think 7 or 8 years I've been a demonstrator. So that's how old these blender pens are. They come 3 in a pack. They will literally last you an eternity unless you do a lot of coloring. Obviously, I don't do a lot, but I'm going to have one ready to go. And I'm going to use regular basic white cardstock. So rule of thumb with the blender pen, don't be too rough. Gentle strokes. Don't really get in there. Don't go over the same spot a lot, because this is just our regular cardstock. It's not really meant to be absorbing water and to take liquid. And there's a liquid here in the tip. So you're going to want to move kind of fast because you want to do it while the ink is wet. But also just be mindful that you're not it's not watercolor paper. So just be a little light-handed. Okay, so I'm going to stamp the image. I'm going to leave that there so I have time to close my ink pad because I don't want to dry that out while I'm coloring. Okay, you can see that. And then I'm going to take my blender pen and just go over it. And it's going to pull out. I am not being super careful about this. It's going to pull out some of that color. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, you can barely see it, but it did pull out the color. Now, if I wanted to make it if I wanted to be more prominent, I could just take a little bit of color and like pull some color from the ink pad, but I don't want it too bright. Gosh, talk about artistic. This is pretty rough coloring. And then when you're done, Just scribble the blender pen until it scribbles clear and you're good to go. You do not run it underwater. Hey, Ramona. So pretty. Okay, so a little rough. But that's kind of the vibe this paper gives me. It's not serious. It's not very clear demarcated trees. It's watercolor. It's a little wild. Now this is the one image that doesn't have a die, so I'm gonna fussy cut. If fussy cutting isn't your thing, you could stick to one of the other stamped images that have a coordinating die and use that instead of the flowers. I don't mind a little fussy cutting, so we're just gonna quickly do an outline, cutting these out. Whoops, there we go. Hold on, there. It's easier to work on off smaller cardstock than a big piece. Okay, there we go. So I don't know, do you like the Petunia Pop or do you like the Blackberry Bliss? You'll have to let me know. Where's my card? Here we go. Okay, so I'm not gonna glue it down yet. I just want to see. It's definitely brighter. I think I might like the Blackberry Bliss more, because this is definitely more Blackberry Bliss than Petunia Pop. But I also like trying new things, especially in a live, and that's why I love redoing my cards for you guys, either over on Instagram or here on YouTube, because then I can switch things. I can try this, but I might get feedback. Do you hear me now? I'm going to just keep creating. If you can't hear me, I'm just going to keep going. I lost my sentiment. I'm back. Okay. I forgot to put my phone on Do Not Disturb, and my husband called me and he messed up my phone somehow. So, okay, we're just going to keep going. Sorry about that, guys. I was just making sure you guys were all paying attention. I was making sure everybody was, listening and watching. I can't believe I forgot to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. Jamie. Sorry, guys. That was my bad. Okay, so oh boy. I'm gonna try this Sentiment Blackberry Bliss on Petunia Pop. I don't know what this is gonna look like. Oh, that's kind of pretty. I don't know if I love it, but we're gonna go with that because I've already spent enough time fussing with the audio. I can't believe I did that. Okay, so I ended up cutting it 1/2 inch high by, I don't know how wide that is, about 3 inches. I feel like it stands out more in the white and you lose it a little bit, right? Am I right? I really want to do it over. Should I redo it over in the Versamark? I don't love that. Okay, I'm sorry. I have to do it over. That means you agree? Yeah. Oh, see? That's what I get. Okay, hold on. I got to get a piece of Blackberry Bliss. And I don't have anything. I don't have any. Well, we're going to emboss, but I don't have any of my stuff out. So hold on a second. I mean, you've been patient thus far. Oh, boy. I did put it. And the reason why it didn't come back is because then he left a voicemail. So it left the voicemail notification up and stopped the audio. So that's fun. Okay, let's emboss because I think it does look better. So this is Blackberry Bliss. And I'm going to wipe it first with an embossing buddy. I get asked a lot, what's that thing you're wiping on the cardstock? Yeah, I agree, Ramona. Okay, we're going to do it. It'll take a little bit more time, but it'll be worth it in the end. So the embossing buddy has this powder in it. And when you wipe it across your cardstock, it gets rid of the static and any dust, any debris, so that the embossing powder just sticks to the stamped area. Now, it's not foolproof, but it helps prevent getting those little white specks all over your cardstock. So if you are heat embossing and you find that you're getting little dots kind of everywhere, you need an embossing buddy. And sometimes it can, what's the word I want? Can leave, well, you can see it now. I don't know if it's picking up. There's a little bit, it tinted it just a little bit. It tinted, you can see I stopped right there. And what I do, I didn't, but what I do sometimes, I can't find my lid. There it is. What I do sometimes is take the embossing buddy first, which, okay. I'll take the embossing buddy first and I just kind of wipe it on my hand or I'll wipe it on my pants to get that initial clump of dust off or whatever the powder is. So if I don't want it, you're going to get a little bit anyways. You're going to see it mostly with your black, really dark, obviously the Blackberry Bliss, a super dark cardstock. So just wipe it on your hand first, wipe it on your pants or wipe it on some excess cardstock and then go to your cardstock. On your cardstock, because it'll kind of get that initial clump, that intense dust off first. I don't know if any of that makes sense, but okay. I got to plug my heat tool in because I didn't anticipate doing this. But I have it here. Okay. So then you're going to turn it on. I give it a second to heat up, but it doesn't take long. And then you're going to hold it close, but not too close that it burns, but close enough so it makes the powder. It basically melts the powder. It's so quick. And I'm sorry. What did I say? I've been a demonstration. Well, I've been stamping for 10 plus years, and embossing never gets old. Heat embossing, dry embossing, I don't care. It still is like magical, and it still makes me go, wow, that's so cool. Okay, so I'm going to trim that down. I like to stamp first, stamp, then trim. Oh, love it. So much better. Good call, guys. And you know what? I don't know what this is measuring, but I like it. So let's figure it out. 2.5. So let's take a half off there. I should have trimmed and then, no. I should have trimmed it down and then stamped. That looks about right. Is that 2.5? Oh, not quite. Let me get another hair off of each side. Don't do as Jamie. Cut your cardstock first. Okay, that's good. Cut your cardstock first and then stamp. Okay, thanks, Janine. Sorry about that, guys. I'm truly sorry. I could have sworn I put my phone on Do Not Disturb, but I guess I didn't. So, oops. Now, you can not really see it. My favorite thing about, like, if I'm scrapbooking, which I don't do nearly as much as I want, but if I'm scrapbooking when I'm making cards, or if I'm making like a tag or something, what I love to do is kind of do little details that aren't super prominent, and are almost like you can't really see them right away. And so I added some twine here, some of that linen thread, and I love it so much. If you do not have linen thread, I'm sorry. You need to. This is a must-have in my book. Everybody should have linen thread. I use it constantly. And it's a little detail here. It's not in your face. But I love linen thread so much. Maybe because it's so curly, like my hair. Look how curly it is. It's super curly. Hello, Brenda. All my friends in California are showing up. Send some of your nice weather this way. We are gloomy and rainy today. It was gorgeous yesterday, and it's gloomy today. Love the embossing, and I love your container for the powders. Thank you. This actually I got at the Dollar Tree. No. Yeah. I always get the Dollar Tree and Dollar General confused. I got it at the Dollar Tree. It was like a thing of 3 for $1. Well, now it's $1.05 or $1.25, whatever it went up to be. Okay, so I'm going to just do this rough. Don't overthink it is the key. As it sticks to me. And I want a couple of them like that. And then the thing is, you can look at it and you're like, oh, I like that. Well, actually, I kind of do like that. But if you didn't like it, you could just pull it up and redo it again. You could just pull the thread or ribbon or whatever you're using right off and start again. You're not committed until it gets adhered to the card. Okay, so let's put some dimensional. Woo, that barely fits a regular one. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Okay. I don't know. Do you like the petunia? I think I like the Blackberry Bliss flowers better. But it's always good to try new things. Ooh. Now my dryer. I think this brightens the card. You know what I mean? Like, I like the Blackberry Bliss flowers, but I think the Petunia Pop flowers make it a happier card. This is more toned. So for this one, I use the brushed brass butterflies. I dare anyone to say that 3 times fast. Brushed brass butterflies. But let's pull out these pearls. I can't believe I didn't use these at all. I'm assuming that's Calypso Coral. And I'm assuming that's Lost Lagoon. And I'm assuming that's Petunia Pop. I don't really know that for facts, but that's the color. That's the vibe I'm getting from those colors. One size, 3 colors, one size. These are included in my name a stamp set again. These are included in my product share. The new stamp set is Thoughtful Wishes. Thoughtful Wishes, it is part of the Thoughtful Journey Suite collection. So it comes with the stamp set. It comes with the most glorious, beautiful watercolor paper. It comes with the pearls, the dies, and specialty paper. Thoughtful wishes. Okay, here we go. Oh, they're kind of big. So let's see. We'll put one there. Maybe one there. Just two? No, we got to do it 3. I'm sorry. I am a very faithful 3 embellishment person. But the question is where to put the 3rd. No, not there. I want to put it there, but the leaf is there. So I don't really like it there. Okay, we're putting it over the leaf. It's artistic after all, right? Hey, Julie. Good morning. Okay, so the trio that is included in my product share, you'll get a nice sampling of those. They're gorgeous. And there you go. So you can see kind of my process. I definitely, making today's card, felt a little bit more comfortable roughing up that pattern paper because I went a little bit more heavy-handed on roughing up the paper. And then, I swapped out the colored flowers. I swapped out the pearls. And I swapped out the embossing folder. So a couple subtle changes, but honestly, it's a very simple layout. 2 patterns paper. One is straight on, one is cockeyed underneath it. Some details, flowers, leaves, whatever. Embellishments, and you call it a day. So there you go. Again, so Thoughtful Wishes, it will be available beginning May 1st, along with the paper, the pearls, the specialty paper, all the things. If you're like Jamie, I need it yesterday because I understand that was me. You can pre-order these items in a starter kit now. You do not need to wait till May 1st. Get it now. Ensure that you have it. Get it in your craft supplies stash now, and you can start using all the product. If you are interested in joining a product share or getting Petunia Pop as part of my In Color Club, you can go to jamieb.com. Make sure you spell my first name right. It has 2 I's in it. Thank you, Mom and Dad. And my links are there, and you can find out all the information. Okay, so that's it for today, everyone. Thank you for joining me amidst my technology issues. I appreciate you sticking around and joining me today, and I hope to see you back next week. Happy stamping, everyone. Bye.